You have joined me on a day when we're going to look at Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verses 5, 6, and 7. There is an evil I have seen under the sun, like an error which goes forth from the ruler. Folly is set in many exalted places, while rich men sit in humble places. I have seen slaves riding on horses, and princes walking like slaves on the land. So here we are with Ecclesiastes, and we're looking at the situation between the wise person and the fool. And sometimes things are reversed. The Bible's full of reversals, by the way. A lot of times they're good reversals, you know. Some downtrodden person is lifted up. Sometimes the reversals, however, are reversals that don't seem to make sense. They don't make sense in a world, you know, where you're supposed to have justice. But wait a minute, remember, there's two different ways of looking at the world. One, God's in charge. Ultimately, everything gets sorted out, right? Everything is fairly settled. The other is like you're just living under the sun. The world just happens, and when everything's all over, you know, you die. And some people die with more toys, and some people die with less toys. And so I guess some people win and lose, others lose, but everybody loses. So, you know, you've kind of got these two different perspectives, the atheistic and the theistic perspective. And so you and I, presumably, you and I having the theistic perspective, knowing that there's a moral and a good God who's in charge, who's running things, we can live our life, we can be people of integrity, we can be people who sometimes things go wonderfully well. Sometimes we sort of get the bad end of the stick, so to speak. It's all right because God's in control. God is going to get us through in the end. In the end, we're going to find out that He was watching out for us all the time. And so we don't need to worry too much about that. We just need to be faithful and true. Your business isn't to predict the future, know the future. Your business isn't to fix everything that's wrong in the world and make everything right. Your and my business is to be faithful within our reach, within our sphere of operation. We want to be true to Jesus in whatever situation He makes us, He puts us. So when Joseph in Genesis, the book of Genesis, Joseph is a prisoner in the prison, and he was unjustly in there and all that. Well, guess what? He simply was faithful over the things he was put in charge of, and he was exalted to become second in all Egypt. And so you and I can also kind of see the same kind of a situation. Be true within the space that God gives you, and everything else is gonna work out in the end. So hold on tight. Sometimes life is a wild ride. I can't relate to every experience you've had, and you can't relate to every experience I've had. What I do know is that God is for you. God is for you. Hold on tight. He'll be with you in whatever you're facing. And you're going to be okay because Jesus wants you in His kingdom. Okay, so we're looking at verses 5, 6, and 7. Let's put in a note here. Right, so many things that should be one way in this world are the wrong way. Some things work out the way they obviously should, and some things don't work out the way they obviously should. So that's because, you know, the world is damaged in dealing with the sin issue. But you know, God is on His throne, and in the end, it's going to all work out the right way. So let's not forget that God is on His throne. We can trust in Him. We can trust in a future of righteousness. Righteousness, if it's not evident right now, is coming. Praise the Lord for that. Tomorrow we're going to look at verses 8 and 9 from chapter 10.